And, you know, we were talking about a little bit about Jeannie, and I know you knew Jeannie. And can you tell everybody some of your favorite memories or what Jeannie might have taught you through watching her perform?
I remember when I first was starting out and trying to use some humor in my presentation, and she was doing a workshop, and it was a humor workshop. So she was on the dais with Carl Hurley and a few other humorists, and she was talking about, you know, developing original humor and how you take a story, and when you're trying to present it and it's got a point, there's like different ways to use experiences to develop a routine that you can use from the platform. And you could tell a story exactly how it was, or you could tell the story how it was, sorta, which means you elaborate. And then you can also tell the story based on what happened, but also what could have happened. So you can use some poetic license to make the story more interesting and funnier, as long as the elements are accurate and the lesson is there. So once I learned that, yeah, I could fluff it up a little bit and bring in a few more elements that I thought could have been there, but maybe weren't, but it makes it for a much funnier story. And as a result, you're more effective from the platform in getting your point across. That started to move things ahead for me quite a bit when I started to develop my own material.
Yeah, it's true. She could take, I had Jason Hewlett was on. You know, Jason, he is so talented. But Jason said that they would share the platform a lot. And, you know, here he'd be working for this company. Had absolutely, I mean, everybody always says, like when I spoke to healthcare, what do you have to say? Well, I don't talk about healthcare. Come on, you know, I do my thing and it works for them. But they'd say, like Jason said, Jeannie, and this is what clicked with him, but aren't you speaking for the National Association of Contractors? She said, they need to laugh. He said, that's true. And then, aren't you doing the Association for Plumbers of America? I'm making this up. She said, oh, yeah, you know, they got to have a sense of humor. But, you know, she just kept, that was her umbrella. And I'm telling you, Jeff, you know, and I know she never deviated from that one single message. Find the humor. It's everywhere. And I love that.
Well, I would take an example or a story that I would use across industries. So whether it was the restaurant industry or the automotive industry or the healthcare, whatever, and I'd ask the client, give me 2 or 3 terms, jargon, something inside terminology that you guys use so that I understand what it means. So I could sneak it in into my talk just the right way. So at least it'll give the impression I know what I'm talking about as it relates to the audience. So I was doing this big project for Firestone in Vegas, and it's like 2,000 dealers in the audience. And I'm talking about some sort of sales thing. And I said, well, say a guy's coming into your store and he wants to get a price on a set of P225 ZR16s. I memorized my tire size. I have no idea what that means. And I rattled that off. And then I said, then I had to stop. I go, guys, I memorized that just for you to be impressed. And they got a bigger laugh out of that, you know. But the fact that I went to the trouble of memorizing my tire size for them, I thought that they got a kick out of it.
I love that. I absolutely do.